Trump breaking news today. Attempts by Trump to win over female voters are failing miserably. The former president's female support plummeted by 5 percentage points following a month of sexist assaults on Nikki Haley, Jean Carroll, and Taylor Swift. By November, the gender gap will be wider than the Grand Canyon as women flee from the presumed nominee, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden will be re-elected. This will happen unless Trump alters the course of his campaign. A new poll by Quinnipiac found that 58% of female registered voters now back Biden, giving him a 6-point advantage over Trump in a made-up presidential showdown in 2024. The percentage of women who supported Biden increased by 5 percentage points in the past month, from 53% in December 2023 to 54% now. A natural follow-up inquiry is, what changed from December to January? It's not completely out of the question that Nikki Haley, Jean Carroll, and Taylor Swift are the three females responsible for this sudden change. Trump calls Haley, his former United Nations ambassador and sole remaining GOP primary opponent, Birdbrain and Nimbra. Her real name is Nimarata. During the month of January, Haley was under intense public scrutiny. She began to relax her stance shortly after her loss in the New Hampshire primary on January 23, which was exactly 2 days before this survey was conducted. Nearly half of Haley's Iowa followers indicated they would vote for Biden instead of Trump, citing sexism as one of the many reasons not to back Trump. That is to say, Trump's actions have alienated a large portion of Republicans, including many women who might have voted for a Republican candidate had he not radicalized young progressive feminists. Juliana Bergeron, a member of the New Hampshire Republican National Committee, told The Hill that he will not win over women voters who are considered swing voters. There may be more Republican women voters who he fails to attract, in my opinion. Indeed, his remarks could be decisive in a tight election. Something else occurred while the Quinnipiac survey was out collecting data. Carroll received an extra $83.3 million from a jury's decision in a defamation action. The jury basically found that Trump had defamed her by accusing her of being a liar following his conviction for sexual assault. However, Judge Lewis A. Kaplan argued that just because Trump was technically found guilty of sexual abuse does not mean that Carroll failed to prove that Trump had actually raped her, as the term is commonly understood in the legal context. The jury determined that Mr. Trump did, in fact, do so, as Judge Kaplan said, indeed, as the evidence at trial recounted below makes clear. Finally, we have American pop sensation and possibly most famous person of all time, Taylor Swift. Trump supporters are now claiming that she is involved in a deep state plot to help elect Biden, and that Trump associates are threatening a holy war against her. It was, well, foolish to go after Swift. Nominating Trump for party chairman, though, is a surefire way to invite this kind of behavior. The true psyop here, according to former Obama speechwriter Jon Favreau on X, is that we managed to get all these right-wing weirdos to attack the most watched sport and performer in the United States during an election year. Freaks, keep it up. Was picking a strong foe a factor in this most recent poll, though? Paranoia around Swift peaked on January 28, when her boyfriend's Kansas City Chiefs beat the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship game. Remember that the survey was done from January 25 to the 29th. This period's data reveals that, for a tiny fraction of the people who took the poll, this issue was very important. This leads me to believe that the gender difference is likely far more pronounced in the modern era than what this survey shows. Furthermore, Swift's capacity to assist in the registration of new voters, people who, by definition, were not included in the Quinnipiac survey of registered voters, may be her most potent tool.